Caitlin Clark is a generational talent, but let's be real, she wasn't perfect. She had weaknesses, and her biggest one, physicality. But guess what? That's changed. Clark just sent shockwaves through the WNBA, and it's not just because of her deep-range shooting or her insane court vision. It's because she's been transforming her body in the offseason, and now she's built. She's strong. She's ready to take on anyone who tries to stop her. And let me tell you, this changes everything. Remember last season? Clark was out there getting bodied by defenders like she was a twig. It was tough to watch. You saw it. Teams were pushing her around, and she just didn't have the strength to push back. We all wondered, is she going to be just another great college player who struggles in the W? But hold up. Clark wasn't about to let that happen. She saw the problem, and she went to work. So let's take a step back and look at Clark in college. She was already a superstar, dominant scorer, elite playmaker, game changer. But physically, she wasn't the strongest. She wasn't weak. But when she stepped onto a WNBA court, the difference was clear. Those defenders weren't just talented. They were tough, experienced, and relentless. And Clark? She had to adjust. Her first WNBA season was a trial by fire. Right out of the gate, she was up against some of the best defenders in the league. Her first 4 games were a gauntlet. She faced the kind of defensive pressure that could break even seasoned pros. And it showed. She was getting bumped off her spots, struggling to hold her ground, and fighting to get clean looks. It was a learning curve, no doubt. But here's where it gets interesting. Clark is a competitor. She wasn't about to let physicality be the thing that held her back. So she did what all great players do. She adapted. And by adapted, I mean she hit the gym hard. And the results? They speak for themselves. Stephanie White confirmed it. Clark has been bulking up. She's no longer that skinny rookie getting tossed around. She's added muscle, and she's added strength. And this isn't just about looking stronger. This is about playing stronger. Imagine the Caitlin Clark from last season. Now picture her with more power, more balance, more ability to fight through contact. That's what we're looking at right now. And that's scary for the rest of the league. Think about what this means for her game. Before, defenders could get physical and throw her off. Now, she's the one initiating contact. You try to body her up, she's going to push right back. You try to bump her off her drive, she's going straight through you. This isn't the same Caitlin Clark anymore. And it's not just about scoring. Her passing game, it's about to be even deadlier. Because now she can hold her position longer, create space with her strength, and make plays under pressure. She's already an elite passer. Now she's going to have more time and control to deliver pinpoint assists. That's a nightmare for defenses. And let's talk about her finishing. Last season, she had moments where contact at the rim forced bad shots. This season, she's absorbing that contact and finishing anyway. She's turning those tough layups into easy buckets. And don't be surprised if she starts drawing more fouls too. Refs are going to see defenders bouncing off of her, and she's going to the line. And we all know she doesn't miss free throws. But here's where it gets really fun. Clark is adding a post-up game. Yeah, you heard that right. She's not just a perimeter player anymore. She's got the strength to take smaller guards into the post, back them down, and either score or dish it out. That's a whole new weapon in her arsenal. Defenses, they have no idea what's coming. And we haven't even talked about defense yet. Because guess what? That extra muscle, it's making her better on that end too. She's fighting through screens, holding her position, and making life miserable for whoever she's guarding. Last season, teams thought they could target her on defense. This season, good luck with that. And this is just the beginning. Clark is only in her 2nd year. She's making these kinds of improvements now. Imagine what she's going to look like in 3 years. We're talking about someone who could go down as one of the greatest to ever do it, and she's putting in the work to make sure of it. The league better be ready, because Caitlin Clark isn't just getting better, she's evolving. And the scary part? She's nowhere near her ceiling yet. We're just getting started. Basketball is Clark's life, and it shows in the way she trains. She spends hours a day on the court, working on everything from agility and speed to strength and endurance. The game itself is a full-body workout, requiring flexibility, motor coordination, and quick reflexes. Basketball promotes speed, agility, strength, power, and endurance. It has also been shown to increase flexibility and motor coordination. As a result, basketball is uniquely oriented to improve fundamental motor skills that are shown to be beneficial in promoting general health. Dr. Coco Eaton, orthopedic surgeon and founder of Eaton Orthopedics, tells Nike. It's no surprise that her game has evolved as her body has adapted to the intensity of pro-level basketball. But her transformation wasn't immediate. When she first entered college, she had a lean frame and needed time to build up the physicality required to compete at the highest level. "In my freshman year, I was like a little twig," Clark admitted in an ESPN interview. "The strength and conditioning program was a big help for me." Her body didn't truly start coming into its own until her sophomore year. That journey has only continued since she made the jump to the WNBA. The WNBA is no joke when it comes to physicality. Players don't just rely on skill. They're strong, they're tough, and they know how to use their bodies to gain an advantage. In her first season, Clark was going up against defenders who knew how to push her off her spots, forcing her into tougher shots. She realized she needed to make changes, so she hit the gym hard. Over the course of just 8 months, she put on 8 pounds of muscle, focusing on sprints, squats, jumps, deadlifts, lunges, and single-leg stability exercises. "All the normal things that people do," said Lindsay Alexander, Iowa's associate strength and conditioning coach. But for Clark, it was a game changer. Alexander noted that Clark took the weight room seriously, especially after experiencing the physicality of the WNBA firsthand. "I think she really did that this past summer and realized that that's what's going to take her game to the next level." The results? She's no longer getting pushed around. Instead, she's the one initiating contact, holding her ground, and using her newfound strength to create space. Clark's biggest leap came during the summer of 2022, when she had her first full summer of dedicated training. Without the interruptions of a busy college season, she was able to focus entirely on building her strength, endurance, and conditioning. "That's when everything changed," Alexander said. "She developed better control over her body, improved her balance, and refined her ability to absorb contact without losing her effectiveness." It wasn't just about lifting weights. It was about building a foundation that would allow her to withstand the grind of a long professional season. Clark's offensive game has always been elite, but with her added strength, she's now able to do things that weren't as effective before. Her improved strength has also elevated her passing. With defenders unable to body her as easily, she's able to maintain her vision and deliver pinpoint assists without being forced into off-balance passes. It's not just about training. Clark understands that recovery is just as important. You can have the best training and the best basketball coach and all these things, but if you're not sleeping and taking care of your body appropriately, then it doesn't really matter, Alexander explained. Clark takes ownership of her sleep and nutrition. She fuels her body the right way, but isn't overly restrictive. One of her go-to meals? High V's high chai entrees, particularly broccoli beef. "You definitely cannot go wrong with an egg roll," she once said in a YouTube video. She also has a soft spot for Hy-Vee chocolate-covered old-fashioned donuts. "Chocolate makes everything better," she joked. And like any true college athlete, she's a fan of the classic bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich with a good iced coffee. Clark has also dabbled in yoga, which has helped her with flexibility and mental focus. "I couldn't get a handstand," she admitted to the Des Moines Register. "My teacher could tell I was mad." That's exactly the kind of challenge she thrives on. Yoga has helped her slow down, control her movements, and become more aware of her body's mechanics. When she's not on the basketball court, Clark enjoys golfing. "Fun day surrounded by two of the best to ever do it," she once captioned a post. A comprehensive review published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that golf's health benefits are extensive, improving longevity, decreasing the risk of developing heart disease, and enhancing mental well-being. Clark's transformation is more than just a personal achievement. It's a warning to the rest of the league. She was already one of the most skilled players in the game, and now she's adding strength and physicality to her toolkit. For defenders who used to push her around, things just got a whole lot tougher. She's no longer the player who gets knocked off balance. She's the one creating space, powering through defenders, and dictating the terms of engagement. As she continues to refine her game, it's clear that this is only the beginning. Clark isn't just adapting to the WNBA, she's evolving into a dominant force that could shape the league for years to come. The message is clear: Caitlin Clark isn't just here to play, she's here to take over.